How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We Do Tech, and also a happy new year to all of you. Now, I do hope that you had a great 2021. Well, at least better than 2020, but I don't really think you could have done worse than 2020. So, if you did, then I'm really sorry about that. But anyway, just like the start to every new year, we do make some New Year's resolutions, which only last for around like a week, and then you forget about them or they're too hard and you stop doing them. But I do have one that I really want to try out, and hopefully I can get it right, and that is to post at least a single video every day for the entire year. Even if it's like a short video or so on, I really want to try and do that. So hopefully it doesn't last just like 2 weeks and then I stop. So I'm gonna try my best. But anyway, so for the first video of 2022, I thought I'd go over my favorite tech that I reviewed in 2021, as there were some really cool stuff and some maybe not that cool, but that I actually wish that I could have kept after the reviews, because a lot of the stuff actually needs to go back. Not a lot of people know that. So just before I jump into all of the products, I want to hear from you guys. What were your favorite products for 2021, either that you own or you wanted to get? All of the products will also be linked in the video description along with the videos if you want to check them out. So let's get into it. Now, starting off with our first product, we have the new Intel 12th generation Alder Lake CPUs, primarily the 12700K that Gigabyte allowed me to keep, along with their Z690 Aorus Pro board. So a massive shout out to them. They really helped me out this year. In the previous year, I forgot, it's already New Year. And the last couple of years, it felt like Intel kind of just fell a bit behind AMD. They still produced really good CPUs, and all of them really went blow for a blow, but you just got a bit more, I feel, for your cash from AMD, with especially like a PCI Express 4, you got better budget motherboards, the APUs were really nice, and depending on the use case and the software that you use, the performance was slightly a bit better in the entire package, I feel. Now, before you say I'm such an AMD fanboy, because that's just if you have a different opinion than somebody else, of course you're going to be a fanboy. I own only a single AMD CPU, and that is the 1800X, and I own 5 and some other budget ones, but I own 5 Intel processors with i7s and above, so just keep that in mind. But with the new 12th generation, I am a lot more optimistic for Intel. Firstly, you now have DDR5 memory support and also PCI Express 5, which is great for future-proofing, but in all honesty, you're not really going to use it now, as a DDR5 is still stupidly expensive. If you can actually find a stock, I still have like OEM green RAM in my system for my 12700K. That's all I was able to find. And then PCI Express 5, there's not really a use case for it currently, so it's something that's more future-proof than currently that usable. But it's still really cool to see that they are bumping up quite a bit. But what I'm most happy about is the performance, especially on the 12700K i7 that I have. This thing just blows everything else out of the water, destroying my 11900K i9 when overclocked even. And even though I didn't have any to test, from watching some of the other reviewers, it went up to the big AMD boys and it started to step on their toes. So I don't really game that much. It still performed really well, but I primarily use it for editing, and I am extremely happy, and I'm looking forward to also seeing how the mobile chips perform, as I do use my Aero 15 OLED laptop just as much. I think that would be a nice upgrade for that laptop. But yeah, overall, I'm just happy about how the performance are, and finally Intel actually getting bit back into the game, again competing against AMD. But also I am hoping that AMD comes out guns blazing and one-ups Intel again, because in the end it's always just us consumers that actually wins with just more options for our money. Then next up is more of a 2-in-1, because my butt really liked both of them, and they are the Cougar Titan Pro gaming chair and the Ranger sofa. Unfortunately, I was not able to keep these, but damn, I did enjoy my time with them. As a 6'1", somewhat overweight man who sits for around like 8 to 12 hours a day, I kind of wanted something a bit larger for more space to move around in, and sometimes just take a quick little nap in. I know I have actually my bed and the couch and everything, but sometimes I'm just lazy to get up. And for that, the Titan Pro was such a dream. Because it was built for larger people, larger than I am, it was very sturdy and it didn't start to tilt to the one side like some of the other chairs. Yes, I do lean to the one side quite a lot, and it's not really the best for my posture, but it's just comfortable, especially if you sit for so many hours. Now also because of the size, I was actually able to sit cross-legged on it, and I honestly just love that. Just to change up again the positioning a bit from time to time, because it kind of gets uncomfortable after a while just sitting straight up. I know it's best for you, but come on, do you really just sit straight up all of the time? Not really. Now for the Ranger, it's probably more meant for console gamers to relax in front of the TV, and I don't really have a console. I've got like a PlayStation 1, but I still use it to write some of my reviews on my laptop, as it was very comfortable to do so. Now it wasn't perfect, it was a bit too small for me, especially the thin armrest. There were no cup holders, which I think was the biggest letdown, and just some small other things that I think could have been improved on. But this is also Cougar's first attempt at the gaming sofa, and I'm really looking forward to a version 2. So hopefully they do bring out one this year and it has like just a bunch of additional features, because yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Now for our third pick, it is the ASUS ROG Strix XG43 UK. UQ, damn it. Almost. A UQ. A 43-inch 4K 144Hz gaming TV slash a monitor. Now I'm not exactly sure what size it turns into a TV rather than a monitor. I know you do have the TV tuner built in, that's probably the case. But anyway, it's still, the size is really big for a monitor. The XG43 is a kind of the smaller brother to the ROG PG65 UQ, also a 4K 144Hz TV, but at 65 inches and has HDR 1000. I was so glad that I was able to use that one through the first lockdown, as it made just the time there so much more enjoyable, and was on the farm and everything. It was so nice. Anyway, the XG43 is again a slightly smaller version with still a great image quality, colors, sound, and above all else just a superb gaming experience at 144 Hz. Now it might be a bit too big for some desks, but I think if you pair that one off with the Titan Pro or the Ranger, it's just going to be a full-on treat fest there. So maybe one day we'll have like a nice combo like that. What I also really enjoyed was editing on it, and I was able to see my preview crystal clear with all of my tabs and everything just perfectly there. I didn't need to like move my head way too around the side. Now, the only drawback is that you would need something very powerful to actually power that. Something like an RTX 3080 to really game at that 4K 144 Hz. So unfortunately, your wallet won't be too happy with you. Then next up is the Gigabyte Aero 17 HDR. Now the reason it's on this list is because again I own the Aero 15 OLED, and seeing the upgrades and improvements they made kind of just made me want to swap mine with that one and just send mine back instead of the 17. The 15 OLED is still an outstanding laptop, especially that OLED display, which if you have seen an OLED TV versus just a normal TV, you really know the difference. But the IPS on the 17 HDR is still so close that I would honestly just make the trade for the large display and also the better cooling on the larger model. Performance-wise, it was also a bit better, as it did have the updated specs compared to mine, but I would like to see it again, like I mentioned, with the new Intel 12th generation mobile CPUs, as I think those are going to perform really nice. Especially again, if I go on the move or I go somewhere, I edit on my Aero, and it's been doing really well. but I want that extra bit of performance out. So maybe, we'll see. Then lastly is one that I've not actually made a video on, but I have used for a bit now and I really like it. And that is the Corsair HS80 wireless gaming headset. Now, the unboxing for these and the first impressions video will be out soon, so you'll have to just wait for that. And also afterwards, I'm going to do a quick review on these, as these have been out for a bit now. But what I'm actually planning is to compare the HS80 to the Avoid Elite, the HS70 Pros, and then also the Virtuosos. So that's going to be a nice comparison between all of Corsair's wireless headsets to see which one would be the best option for you for the specific price point, because they just have a nice small jump between each of them. But in short, the HS80 sounds really good. It has a very good microphone. I was actually quite impressed on how good that sounds. It's probably thanks to Elgato. I have an Elgato microphone here with their technology. And the most important part, it is super comfortable for me. On a majority of headsets, my ears do scratch against the inside of the driver wall, which really annoys me, but that is not a problem here. And overall, it's just very comfortable that I was actually able to use it for around 8 hours straight, even just walking around the house, leaving them on, listening to music. So I'm really impressed and I can't wait to actually bring out the rest of the videos. But now that's pretty much it for our first video of 2022. Just a lot of twos now. Imagine like 2 years down the 200 years, 2 years. Imagine 200 years down the line. It's going to be the year 2222. Jeez, way too many twos. But unfortunately, no phones in this video. I know a lot of other reviewers actually had like 2 or 3 phones in their best take of 2021. But maybe we can change that up this year and just get a wider range of products to test out. So if you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed this review, please like, share, subscribe, and comment like always. Thanks for watching, guys. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your 2022, and I will check all of you guys next time. Cheers, guys.